once again, it is 6 in the morning, and I am getting ready to go to the airport. I'm going to the Baltics in January. Some may say it's a suicide mission. I say it's an adventure. Today I'm flying to Lithuania. Yay! And after that will be Latvia, and then Estonia, and a day trip to Finland, to Helsinki. So let's go.
Seems so fleeting. Try to remember the way we were. Couple of kids just trying to learn. Now I get to see you almost every day. Try and tell you over. It gets away from me. All those words always slipping through my hands. And just take your time, 'cause now I get to see you more and more each day. Just keep it cool, baby. I don't wanna know, as long as I'm the one that you keep on coming to. Just keep it cool, baby. I don't wanna know, as long as I'm the one that you keep on coming to. You keep on coming to, keep on coming to. Every time you come around, things get so absurd. I try and tell you, oh, but you never learn. And it's oh so easy. Never thought it could be this way. Just take your time, 'cause now I get to see you more and more each day. Just keep it cool, baby. I don't wanna know, as long as I'm the one that you keep on coming to. Just keep it cool, baby. I don't wanna know, as long as I'm the one that you keep on coming to. Just keep it cool, baby. I don't wanna know. Just keep it cool, baby. I don't wanna know. Just keep it cool, baby. I don't wanna know. Just keep it cool, baby. Just keep it cool, baby. Just keep it cool, baby. I don't wanna know.
I'm in Lithuania. It's cold. You see the hat and gloves and everything. It's cold, but there's snow, which I've been missing. And I'm just exploring right now. We'll see what happens.
As long as I'm the one that you keep on coming to. Just take your time, 'cause now I get to see you more and more each day. Just keep it cool, baby. I don't wanna know, as long as I'm the one that you keep on coming to. Just keep it cool, baby. I don't wanna know, as long as I'm the one that you keep on coming to. You keep on coming to, keep on coming to.
Well, hello. I am now back from the Baltic, and I'm sorry my voice is a little bit scratchy. I think traveling just tends to do that to my health. After a while, I always tend to get a little bit sick when I come back from a trip, so excuse the scratchy. I am drinking tea. It's helping. But once again, I did not record everything that happened when I was on this trip, and so now I have to fill in some of the gaps ex post facto. So starting with the first day in Vilnius, I got to Vilnius in the afternoon, got to my hostel, dropped off my stuff, wandered around the city a little bit, and then it got to around like 8 p.m. and I was getting really tired and kind of cold. 'Cause I hadn't slept really the night before. I'd never sleep before I travel. How many times have I said that? And so I went to like a local grocery store and got like cheese and meat and crackers and spinach, and like a couple rolls of bread and some oranges, and just went back to the hostel and chowed down. Except I was sitting in my hostel dorm room and just kind of like sitting by myself and kind of unwinding and checking my phone and checking my iPad and everything. And this guy comes in who's also staying in the dorm and starts talking to me, and he's a German guy, and he's got really good English and all of that. But he had a very, like, abrasive sense of humor. He was, and he was the kind of guy that starts to talk about the really intense things right away. Like, as soon as he found out I was American, he's like, oh, politics, elections, Trump, and all of that. And I was just like, okay, I really don't want to talk to you right now, but I'm too nice to say anything, so I kept on doing that, like, really horrible thing of, like, when you're in a conversation with somebody, but you keep, like, checking your phone and, like, texting people while you're talking to someone else. But I was trying to do that to just be like, okay, dude, I'm not interested in talking to you. And he just didn't get it. But the weirdest thing about this guy, which was so off-putting, is he, like, randomly during the conversation would stop talking, drop to the ground, and start doing push-ups. Like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then he'd do like 20 and then get back, like, stand back up and then start talking to me again. And then 2 minutes later, he'd drop down and do more push-ups. And I was like, I don't know what you're accomplishing with this. Are you trying to be impressive? Are you trying to be like, this guy's really muscular, I should have sex with him in a hostel dorm room? Because that is absolutely not what was going through my head. I was just like, calm down with that. This same guy, and that is so let me not get ahead of myself, but eventually, like, I really wanted to stop talking to him, and I knew that, like, if I went anywhere else, he would want to come with me, and I was actually really tired, so I essentially was just like, okay, well, I'm exhausted, so I'm going to go to bed, and it's, like, 8 p.m. at this point, and it's, like, 9 p.m., so I literally went to bed at 9 p.m. so that I could avoid, like, spending any more time with this guy. So, I'm a good person. But I mean, I didn't want to deal with him, and he was kind of creeping me out a little bit. The next morning, as it turns out, he, like, was up and about when I was waking up. So he, like, was talking to me as I was getting ready to go about my day. And he said something along the lines of, like, oh, I really like talking to you. Usually, like, you use big words that I don't know. You teach me stuff. Usually Americans that I talk to, I don't learn anything from them. And I was just like, okay. So you're trying to compliment me while simultaneously insulting my entire, like, population of, like, nationality. That's a smooth maneuver, Hoover. I was just like, I'm absolutely done with you. So in my head, so what I said to him was just like, oh, indubitably, and then I turned around and walked away. Went down to breakfast, and that's when the next day begins.